ready to be led into an enriching encounter with the 8 teachings that flowed from the words of the wisest and most prosperous man who ever walked this earth, as recounted in the sacred pages of the Bible. Get ready to dive into this tide of wisdom, where the wonders of wealth, prosperity, money and abundance dance to the choreography of life. Before we set off on this transcendent journey, I invite you, with an open heart, to become a link in this learning community. Subscribe to our Divine Connection channel, tap the little bell to be rewarded with instant notifications, and, in an altruistic gesture, share this luminous message with souls thirsting to magnetize wealth and prosperity into their existences. To make this message even more powerful in your life, leave the following message in the comments. I am fit to be led towards a life filled with prosperity and wealth. Imagine, noble spirit, the scepter of wisdom in the hands of a young monarch whose destiny was intertwined with God himself. This man was the majestic King Solomon, whose career overflows with lessons that echo down the ages. A simple petition to God, not for gold or glory, but for the guidance to govern his nation with righteousness, opened the floodgates to an unusual ecstasy. Surprisingly, God not only poured wisdom, but also affluence and splendor upon Solomon, proclaiming him the ultimate ruler of the past, present and future. His shining wisdom made him a beacon, a constellation sought after by kings, queens, and statesmen. However, Solomon's greatness lay in the impartiality he granted to everyone, whether noble or commoner, foreigner or countryman. His fame extended beyond the known lands, transcending borders and attracting seekers eager for his guidance. When unraveling the scrolls of the ages, it is notorious that Solomon is credited as the author of a substantial part of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes and Song of Songs, thus carving his essence into the stone of sacred literature. Psalms 72 and 127 echo his teachings, a symphony of wisdom that echoes to the ends of history. In the twilight of his life, however, a lapse of devotion obscured the flame of divine love that had set him alight. The gold of worship was divided between idols, including the cries of foreign wives. The storm that followed was relentless, dividing the kingdom and diluting Solomon's legacy. However, the stars of wisdom that he ignited shine unquenchable. The 8 teachings that will now illuminate his path are brilliant and harmonize, each greeting the other. And at the dawn of this spiritual path, the 6th teaching reveals itself as the apex, the essence that pulses with unparalleled power. Get ready, adventurer of the mind, to embrace these pillars of magnificence that Solomon bequeathed to humanity. Now, we will unveil, step by step, how to transform these teachings into your life, guiding you towards the wealth, prosperity, and bliss that echo throughout the ages. This journey transcends space and time, connecting us to the heart of true abundance. Ready to shape your destiny with a pen and paper? Tune in to every word, for we are about to open the grandest chapter of your journey. The clarion call of progress is now echoing, and the answers are waiting to be revealed. Be embraced by a new dawn, because the metamorphosis you long for is blossoming from this very moment. The first teaching, a gem embedded in Proverbs, illuminates our path. Lazy hands make a man poor, but diligent hands make him rich. This divine sentence transcends the act of merely closing our hands in prayer, waiting for wealth. The treasure lies in urgent action, in the zeal that scorches the heart. Active hands, eager for progress, are like sorceresses who conjure up prosperity. Here again, Prayer is not static, it is a combination of time and action. Pray with passion and, with each step, sow the seeds of the journey you long to live. At the second milestone, a melody of generosity echoes. The generous shall be blessed, for he shares his bread with the needy. The virtue of generosity is the act of sharing, of interweaving lives, not just with charity, but with profound altruism. The hands that give love, knowledge, and sustenance weave the tapestry of prosperity. Remember, it's not just the act of giving surplus, but of building bridges of wisdom and compassion. Each act becomes a song of fraternal coexistence. Sweet is the third teaching. What good is money in the hand of a fool, since he does not want to acquire wisdom? As the breeze caresses the field, wisdom flows as the source of success. We witness stories of fleeting triumphs, lost in the storms of ignorance. True wealth lies in the mind, in the wise heart that draws lessons from the journey. It would be foolish to deny the teachings of those who have faced the world before us. Cultivate wisdom like fertile soil, and the harvest of prosperity will be lush. The fourth teaching is a fiery reminder. Listen, my son, and be wise, guide your heart along the right path. Do not mix with those who indulge in wine. Like an ancient dance, the companies we choose design the steps of our lives. We are, in fact, the average of the people we surround ourselves with. So choose wisely the stars that accompany you. The grouping of brilliant minds is fertile soil for sowing wealth and abundance. Finally, the lesson of lessons, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many counselors, there is success. How many times have our dreams faltered because we neglected the voice of guidance? As navigators of time, we need the compass of wise counsel. The scars of a thwarted plan are not failures, but masters of our path. Don't be shy about seeking advice, learning from those who have already navigated these waters. Awakened, you are now the scribe of your destiny. With every stroke of the pen, with every word and action, you are erecting the pillars of a life filled with wealth and wisdom. Know your own essence and allow the teachings of the past to shape your future. The journey to prosperity is intricate, but each step is a blossoming of possibilities, rooted in the truth that Solomon bequeathed to humanity. And in the end, remember, all these lessons shine with the power of a life lived with an open heart and determined action. You have plunged into an oasis of wisdom and unveiled an ocean of teachings that polish the soul and guide you to prosperity. The wise King Solomon whispered truths that transcend the ages, and these words open portals of change in your life. Always remember, all hard work brings profit, but talking only leads to poverty. We see, hard work is more than just action, it's passionate immersion in what we're aiming for. The future shines for those who persist, not only by praying, but also by acting tirelessly. The emptiness of the verb does not create wealth, it is sweat that fertilizes the soil of dreams. Laziness leads to deep sleep, the lazy starve. Understand, this sleep is a blindness to the world and to the soul. Zeal in action, in quick and diligent execution, is the key. Avoid the trap of inertia, because with every task you carve out your name and reputation. Therein lies a lesson based on a metaphor. The sluggard does not plow the earth in its proper season, but his hunger comes at harvest time. The seed of action is essential for the harvest. Planning without action is the blind axe that demands blows in vain. Wisdom lies in shaping action with intelligence, perfecting it with time and shared wisdom. A little sleep, a little nap, a little crossing of the arms to rest. Sheer laziness and negligence result in nothing more than a weed-infested field and crumbling walls. Lazy sowing will not generate a bountiful harvest. Thus, the law of sowing shows itself to be merciless. Planting with effort and love is the way to reap opulence. Finally, the last ray of wisdom: plans fail for lack of advice, but with many advisors, there is success. Like anchors of experience, wise counsel shapes choices and guides navigation. Remember, you are the average of the people you hang out with. Companies that promote growth, that edify the mind, are stepping stones to success. So we can conclude, here lies a manual that draws on antiquity, guiding us through the labyrinth of prosperity. Solomon, a wise beacon from the past, pours wisdom into every verse. His words are not just written down, they are like musical notes echoing down the corridor of time. Now, my friend, it's your turn. Commit to the teachings, to every word and idea. Allow them to intertwine with your journey, driving your quest for wealth and prosperity. The seeds of success are in your hands. It's up to you to cultivate them, protect them, and eventually reap their golden fruits. Go forth, for your destiny awaits to be built by the wisdom of yesterday, the drive of today, and the promise of tomorrow.